name is Joanne Geddes-Campbell. I'm from Kitchens by J.S.Geddes and I'm the design director. Myself and my colleague Felicity won Signature Spaces Award at the KBSA. The client actually was a previous client of ours. We had done their kitchen a couple of years ago, actually during COVID. And they are such a trendy couple with two kids. And they have a house that is really a feast for the eyes. They have so much style. They've got a lot of pop art, very Scottish inspired art as well in their house. They're not afraid of colour. They're very into technology as well. And I think they just wanted a space in their house. This is actually sited in the basement of their property. So they wanted a space in the house that they could use as a family. So you'll see all the arcade games. And what you don't see in the photos actually is a band stand as well. So there's drum kits, there's guitars for their son who actually plays in a band. So they do sort of musical entertaining in that space as well. So that's the sort of who they are. But the brief was that they just wanted that space that they could all congregate in. You know, mum and dad could have a glass of gin at the bar, whereas the kids could be on the pinball machine or entertaining in the corner on the drum kits. So unlike most designs, when we're designing a kitchen, we tend to advise the client, let's start with the layout, let's start with the fundamental integrity of the space. But with this, myself and Felicity actually started with the materials in the space. But the space is quite small, and it was really important that we were really captivating people when they walked into the room. There's so much to see, and it was making sure that all these materials were going to work well together. So we started off actually just mood boarding one afternoon. With the brief that they had given us of, you know, pop art, fun, and it was a really exciting process for myself and Felicity. Actually, we sat with a colour chart and we sort of said, what colours do we want to use in this space? What colours scream pop art? Was there any colours that the clients didn't want to use? And it started to evolve from there. I think at one point we maybe thought, are we going too far? Are we pushing the boundary too far with them? And it turned out when we met them, we really weren't. You know, they were very, very happy with all these mix and match of colours and materials. They obviously did like green, because you'll see that green does play quite a prominent part in the space. It's colour drenched on the walls with green. And the sofa, the really bespoke looking sofa that we've got in there, has a green base on it. So they love the green, but I think starting for us was mood boarding, colour scheming, which is unusual for us to do. We were really looking for materials that brought to life the space. So you'll see we used X-stone on the bar, and it was because unusually it had a green vein through it, which is very unusual, because I think we see a lot of kind of Calcutta colours with gold veinings, grey veinings, blue veinings, but we see very limited amount with green. So the client actually, they have a house in France and had actually seen this sofa from a French company. So they had the sofa and the rug as an idea, and then we just built around that for them. What was really fun about the sofa actually was it could be done in any colour. So it's almost like a sort of licorice all sort, I think. But those three colours on each part, so on the base and in the cushions, could be done in any colour. It was really, really bespoke. So it was fun. It was very fun to choose those colours as well. There was a couple of challenges actually. So it is a basement, so there is no natural light in the space. A bar is supposed to be dark, quite moody, quite ambient. But we did find that we had to be very tuned in to lighting to make sure that the space was properly lit and certain aspects were properly illuminated. One of the challenges in doing that was on the walls, you'll see that we had wall panelling. So we had ORAC on the walls. Now they'd come in standardized sizings. So we had to try and get them working within a certain size for the space so that we weren't cutting halfway through one of the decorative elements, but then getting the lighting to work in amongst those spacing. Luckily, we have a fabulous installation team, and they worked out how to do what us designers had proposed for them. I think it is really important. I think that people are exposed now to so many different materials. There is a plethora available. Clients come to us now knowing a lot more about materials and how they want to use them in the space. So I think as designers, certainly in-house, we have a weekly meeting on materials, styles, technologies, to make sure that we are up to date with what's going on in outside world. I think it's really important that we're exploring material. It's super important to making sure that the design looks a bit less standard. I actually really liked, and it's very subtle in terms of how you see it, but I really liked the wallpaper that was on the ceiling. It had such a flavour of what the clients had elsewhere in their house. And again, it was just, we have seen mirrors on ceilings, we've seen, paneling on ceilings, but I just thought having a material there that if in time they wanted to change or just update, it was super simple for them to do it. That's certainly really ramped up over the last couple of years. We find that clients that we're dealing with in the kitchen space, we start to look at their pantry, their boot room, their utility space, their home offices, their bars, and actually their bedrooms as well. So I think where these areas are predominantly furniture and things that we're maybe illustrating it in a kitchen space, why can't we as kitchen designers move to these other areas? We have the expertise in design, so I think it's time for our industry to maybe get a piece of that pie in these other spaces in the house. I would say personally, it gives you so much validation as a designer, just that your passion and creativity for the industry actually is recognised from a professional stance. So it's almost a qualification to say to clients, we can do other areas in your house, and we're able to present that through the award. So I think both professionally and personally, it just does so much for us as people and for the company.